Hi, this is Christine with iKNITS, and if you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel and click on that notification bell right there so that you never miss one of my tutorials. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss one, especially this pattern. I'm so excited about it. It is an oversized summer top, and with the colors that I use, this could easily transition into fall. So let's go to the colors. I use We Are Knitters 100% Pima cotton and then Peruvian wool. And what I love about this pattern is that we get to mix the fibers. It's great for beginners because you're just knitting and purling, and you get to experiment with different fibers and holding the yarn single and double. So I used one skein of both of these and then 2 skeins of the natural because I held that one double, and this is how it turned out. Look how pretty. This is how we make this. You start from the bottom, cast on, and then you knit, and then you purl, and you keep going back and forth until you're done. Change your colors. I'm going to show you how to do all of that. And bind off, then you make a second one. Then what you do is you make this beautiful seam, which I could not find anywhere. I know that you can do it similar with like a crochet hook, but you still see the bumps. Trust me, I tried it all. Then after you sew the shoulders together, you're going to sew the sides, and I stopped right here. So I have 3 more colors so that I can put my arms in. That is it. Super easy for beginners. All of the materials are listed underneath this video in the description bar, and also my blog, so you can get those there. And I really hope you guys love this pattern. Please let me know when you make it. Tag me on Instagram. Follow me there, and on Facebook. I post a lot more there. If you have any suggestions on patterns, then let me know in the comments below. All right, let's get started. So we're first going to do a slip knot. And then we tighten it around our needle, then we cast on. And for the size large, you're going to cast on 76. If you need more help on casting on, click on the link underneath this video and it will go a lot slower for you. Okay, and then for our first row and all wrong side rows, you're going to purl. So when you purl, your yarn is in the front, and then you stick your needle from the back to the front. Bring your yarn around counterclockwise on your right hand needle and then slide it off. That is how you purl. Again, I have another video, I'll link it underneath here, on how to purl. But you will be doing this on every other row, all the wrong sides. So row 1, all the odd rows. And the wrong side row has all the bumps on it. The right side row, it'll be nice and flat, which is what we're going to be doing right here. Row 2, and all your right side rows or even rows, you're going to knit. So your yarn is in the back, and then you stick your needle from the front to the back, bring your yarn around counterclockwise, and then you pull it off. And that's how you knit. So just follow along with the written pattern, and that will tell you how many rows you need to do for each color. Or what I love about this pattern is that you can make it your own and do however many rows you want. So I just finished my green and I am ending on a odd number. I am going to cut my yarn. So we need to be starting on the right side row, and if you are using straight needles, then what you do is you get your other needle, pretend this is straight, and you just start taking them off one by one until they're all done, and then you will be on the right side. And if you have circular needles, then all we do is we flip it over to our right side, bring our work over on this side, and now we are ready to attach our yarn. Okay, so you first put your needle from the front to the back, and then with your new yarn, you are going to make a loop and put it around your right hand needle, and then you knit it. And sometimes I like to knit with my tail so that it stays. And then you knit. So yarn is in the back, go from the front to the back, bring your yarn over counterclockwise and slide it off. I have a knitting video tutorial that goes a lot slower. If you want to check that out, link under my video. Okay, so knit all the way to the end of your row. You're going to hold your yarn double with the white row. To hold your yarn double, you just grab both ends, both strands of yarn, and you just knit them. Put it in a loop and do what I just did, and that's it. Okay, so knit all the way to the end. Yay! We just finished our row 5, and now we are ready to bind off on the wrong side. So we will bind off purlwise. We're going to do this loosely, don't forget, loosely. The first stitch I always do a little tighter because that one's always a little bit looser. So we purl 2, and then bring that stitch down. So with your needle, grab your first stitch and pull it over and off your needle, okay? Not pulling tight. Now we need to purl another stitch. So we have 2 stitches on our right hand needle. Bring your first stitch over and off. So I just want to show you my tension and kind of not too loose but not too tight. There we go. So do this all the way to the end of the row. Okay, when you're done, you are going to be sewing the shoulders, so I would pull out like twice the amount that you are going to be sewing. Cut it and then you pull. That's what it'll look like. Now that we are done with both pieces, we are going to sew the shoulders together. What we're doing, and I love this, we are going to go through each of these stitches. This is going to be showing. So since our yarn is already through the front one, we are going to go through the back, and instead of going through like these V's right here, the outer edge, we are going to be going through here because we don't want our outer edge to see. We want a really nice braided look. So we're going to go through our first bar right there, okay? So we go through that one. And then we are going to go through right here. And now we're going to go through our next loop. And then we go through these 2 right here. And then you're going to go through the same one, okay? Just going to go back into that one so those are together. And then we're going to go through our next outer edge, and then here's our next one. And then go through the same one on our front. And there you go. Okay, so on our top piece, you are always going to go through the outer edge where this braid is. And then on our back piece, we're going to go through this loop, these 2 bars, and then go back into this braid on our first front piece. Okay, and so you're going to do this 25 times for this side, and then break your piece, break your strand off, and go and do the other side 25 times. And this is what it's going to look like. Isn't that pretty? Ooh, I love it. I love it. So sorry, I don't know the correct terms. I don't know if that's gonna bug you guys. Let me know what they are. Like, what is this called? I know this is the outer edge. I know they call it V stitch or a bar. To me, that's the outer edge stitch, and then we find our last stitch. Go through those 2 loops. Go back into the same outer edge stitch. And there we go. Don't do this too tight, okay? It doesn't need to be tight. Look at how pretty. I love that edge. It's just the best. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to weave your ends. We finished on our front side. I'm just going to go on the back side. Now I am underneath. And to weave your ends, you just kind of hide it. You go back and forth. Just always make sure that you go back the way that you started. Okay, and just cut your yarn, and that's one sleeve done. Now do the same thing on the other side. So the way that I sew the sides together is I find the bars that are just right next to the outer edge, and they are horizontal, and you just find it, pick it up, go to the other side and find that bar right there and pick it up, and then just keep on going back and forth. And then you tighten it. You can't even see it. An invisible seam. It's awesome and easy. And then you wash it with a little bit of detergent, rinse it all out, and then you hang it up to block. Then you're done.